Welcome back to my channel. I'm about to do a little date night Valentine's makeup, and I just wanted to bring y'all along with me while I'm starting. I just finished washing my face and I'm about to finish doing my skincare. So I used the Glow Recipe PHA BHA Pore Tightening Toner, this one right here. I also went in with the Innisfree Green Tea Seed Serum right here. I'm about to go in with a few more products, so I'm gonna sit y'all down. Now I'm gonna go in with a little hyaluronic acid, this one right here by the Inkly List. I've been using this hyaluronic acid for a little minute now and I like it. Okay. Feels really nice on my skin. Second to last thing, I'm going to go in with some moisturizer. This is the Believe True Cream Aqua Bomb Moisturizer. I'll just take that onto my skin, and then I'm going to do a little bit of eye cream. This is so nice on my skin, nice and moisturizing. The last thing I'm going to use is this Peace Out Retinol Eye Stick. I really like this. It looks kind of, my hands are slippery, kind of like lipstick, and you start up here, or at least I start up here, and I go under my eyes just like that. Same thing on this side. Okay, so our face is pretty much prepped for foundation and everything else that we're gonna do. Okay, so this is how the skin is looking. Let's get ready to do this makeup. Today I'm thinking I'm going to use some of my OG products because this is a date night makeup, so I'm not really trying to, you know, step out the box too crazy. Way I know that this is going to look nice if I'm going out. I don't need to be experimenting with new products. So first things first, I'm going to use some primer, and I'm using the e.l.f. primer. Just pick one at random. Put that on my skin. I have my mirror right here, so I might be looking here. This primer is very, very tacky, which I really love in a primer. It's really similar to the, what is it? Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, just a fraction of the price. You already know this if you know anything about this primer. Next thing I'm going to do is go in with an OG foundation of mine, Too Faced Born This Way in Tiramisu. Pump that on the back of my hand and just put that all over the skin. R6 brush, and I'm just going to be patting that in to the skin just like that. And this foundation was like and still is, I really still love it. I don't use it as much because I've been using the new Makeup by Mario foundation and, you know, trying out some new products. But this is what I was using before I was using all of those products. This and the NARS Natural Radiant foundation as well. Next, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Chai underneath my eyes. Just like that. Forehead, bridge of the nose, chin, and top of my lip. I'm going to blend that out, and I'm going to be using this Morphe M173 brush. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to be letting this sit for a second. This concealer is not one that dries down and you won't be able to move the product. This one you could let sit, and when you come back to blend it out, it will still be very, very movable. So that's an advantage that you get when you use this concealer. While that's sitting, I'm going to be doing my bronzer. I'm using Fenty Beauty Matchstick, of course. And I'm using a Zoeva brush. This is the 102 brush. And out that bronzer, keeping it angled so the face is snatched. as always. Just like that. Blend it into the hairline so there's no line of demarcation. You're not looking, your hairline is not lighter than your forehead. Also keep in mind when you wash your face to get this makeup out of your hairline, because you know you don't want to just leave that there and you got makeup just caked up on your hairline. That's probably not a great thing, but you know, do what you do, girl. I'm gonna go ahead and start blending out my concealer with the Black Beauty blender. Forehead and chin. This concealer is really, really beautiful. And I'm just blending it out. I hope you can see that really nicely. This is a really nice color as well. Not too light, not too dark. I am going to go in with just a touch of lighter concealer, just a tiny bit. And that is the same concealer, just in a shade Butterscotch. Now this is a lighter one. So just right here, just to brighten up the under eye a little bit. While that is doing its thing, I don't have my other brush. Let me get it. Hold on. This is my Real Techniques brush. I use this brush to do my nose contour every time I do it. This is just my go-to brush. It's my favorite to do this with, and it's the easiest for me. So I'm just doing that nose, blending it out, and it looks really nice. While that concealer is sitting for a little bit longer, I'm gonna go ahead and brush out my eyebrows. I feel like it's always hard to record brows because you know you need to get close so you can see what's really going on. So if you can't see, my bad, girl. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out with the same Morphe brush that I used to blend out the concealer. And that is looking really, really nice on my lid. Brows are looking good. I'm just gonna go ahead and brush them up one more time. And then towards the end, I'm gonna set them. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and blend out this under eye with my beauty blender, and I'm keeping that tighter underneath my eye. I don't want to get that color too low because it's much brighter. It could go a little bit, but not too crazy. Same thing for this side. I'm gonna make sure that under eye is nicely blended, so that's why I keep going back and forth. That's typically how I do my makeup anyway. I'm going back in with the brush that I used to do the bronzer, and I'm just gonna blend it out some more, making sure, oh, something is in my eye. Making sure it's nice and seamless. The next thing I'm going to do is set my under eyes. I'm using Laura Mercier Translucent Honey. I just put some in the cap. I'm going to use a puff to set that down. Tap off the excess on the back of my hand, and I'm going right under the eye, just like that. And I'm going on the bridge of my nose too, just so it's snatched. And look at that. Beautiful. Again, into the powder, tap off any excess on the back of my hand. I usually fold this little sponge so I can get it even more narrow, and then go right in, set. I angle it back out on the other end, and with whatever's left, I just go on my lid to set down that concealer that I already put on there. It's something in my eye. So making sure everything is nice and beautifully set. This looks really, really beautiful. As you can already see, it's looking good. Go ahead and bronze up the skin. And if you know, you know, I'm using Mocha Mami from Fenty Beauty. This is the OG powder for me, bronzing powder. And I'm going to use this small Tarte brush. I'm just going to go into that powder, tap off the excess, start at the highest point, and just tap it on there. And I'm just gonna bring it down. Tap some more, hit the forehead, bring it around. Just like that. Same thing on this side. Starting at the highest point, bring it down. And it should blend very nicely with the rest of the face. Beautiful. Taking a little bit of this powder because it is going to be dark for a nose contour. But we're going to keep it very light-handed as possible. And I'm starting underneath the brow and I'm bringing it down slightly. Not too much because I don't want it to get too out of hand. So starting underneath the brow and I'm bringing that down where I put the powder. And I'm not going to take it too far because it's already pretty pronounced and I don't want to make it, you know, overboard. To keep the eyes pretty simple as always is the Supreme Bronze Palette by Artist Couture. This one right here is a MAC 217 brush. And I'm going to take the shade Toasty. And I'm just going to blend that into my crease. Actually, I need a bigger brush for this. But this color is very, very pretty. Same thing on the other side. Back and forth. And I'm just going to blend that out. This is a Morphe M408 brush. This is what it looks like. I'm going to take the shade Bake, which is a deeper brown, and I'm just going to focus that on the outer corner of my eye. And I'm going to drag it in. Same thing on this side. I'm going to start focusing that color on the outer edge and blending it in. And then flick it out on the end. Just taking my puff and making sure that the line is nice and cleaned up. I haven't added any more product. Just gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna take the shade Toasty, and I'm just gonna run that on the outer corner of my bottom lash line. Just the outer half. Thing I'm gonna do is blush. I'm gonna be using this Smashbox blush. It's in the shade Passion. I'm not even sure if they make this anymore, but I'm gonna use this on a MAC brush. And I'm just dipping into it, tapping off the excess, and I'm just gonna put it right here. That's really pretty. Just for a little bit of color on the cheeks. Just like that. This Rare Beauty mascara. Thinking of popping on a lash, even though I typically don't, but this is a date night makeup, so I'm thinking a nice lash will look good. You might not be able to see it because it's hard for me to put lashes on and be able to show. Beautiful. That lash is fine. Using Chestnut by MAC. Line my lips with Chestnut. Just blend it out with my finger. You could use a brush, but let's be real, I use my finger. Fenty Beauty Heat and Fussy Heat. And the lips is juicy. Popping. And you know you got to do that little finger thing to get all that gloss from right there in your lips. Girl, don't leave it there. It's going to be clumping up. Okay, so this is the final look. I went and fixed my hair a bit. I have on this black shirt from Zara. It has these little fluff sleeve things. Trying to get my wear out of this before winter is over and it's spring and summer. And I just have on a pair of black Zara jeans. They flare out at the bottom, and a pair of black heels. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, support my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.